That will be, of course, a basis of a discussion on Sporty Monday next week. But before we go to a break, we want to talk to shift gears from matters of the Federation and elections to matters of rugby, to the rugby fields of Nakuru, where the Enterprise Cup went down. Kabras Sugar versus Menengai Oilers. Kabras Sugar won their fifth Enterprise Cup, straight Enterprise Cup, and of course they had also won their fourth consecutive Kenya Cup title. Oilers, of course, also had some work to do. They played, I think this past month they've met each other 3 times. Yes. And 3 times, and Kabras taking 2 out of those 3. So how can we term Oilers? Are they underdogs when it comes to these, when they face Kabras? We start with you, Alex.
Fact is, Kabras are in their own league. Mm-hmm. That club is well run. They do proper talent scouting. What Kabras has is borderline illegal.
Illegal?
Yes, it is illegal for a team to have that muscle, to have such structures. When you look at their competitors, they have nothing, or even half of what Kabras has.
Is it Kabras' fault now?
It's not. That's why I'm saying it's
borderline illegal.
It's borderline illegal, but, that is how serious that club is run. And I'll give it to the management of Kabras for what they've done. I think it's one of the few clubs that has, properly had structures from the youth team to, the senior team. Menengai Oilers, Kabras, they're brothers. Of course, they are both sponsored by the Rai family. And what Menengai Oilers are doing is, say, carbon copy of what Kabras are doing, but of course Kabras is the bigger muscle. Kabras have been unplayable for the past 3 years. That's some dominance when it comes to rugby. When you look at the Kenya Cup, when you look at the Enterprise Cup, they've won the Enterprise Cup for 5 years in a row.
Yeah.
Kenya Cup 4 years in a row. Mm-hmm. It's a team that has come of age, and I just have to give it up to the management of Kabras. When they narrowly won the Kenya Cup 27-26, Kabras head coach Carlos Katwa was not celebrating. He was angry at his players, saying they didn't look serious. That tells you the mentality that the team, is built around.
You win, but you didn't win it.
Yeah, but you're not even. You want to win convincingly. You want to show your real power, and I think that is what they came back to do in Nakuru. They wanted to show that there is a huge difference between us and you guys. We really have to show you the difference between the difference in quality, and difference in mentality, the difference of kujituma and whatnot. So big up to Kabras management. It's like, show them any showground, they're going to win. Be it Kakamega, be it Nakuru, it's just going to beat you.
I think what Alex is trying to say...
And on top of that, as you also contribute to that, Zita, you can also contribute to that, not concluding, but you can also talk about how Oilers, do they have the mental capacity as well when they are facing a team like Kabras? Because the last time they were facing them in the Kenya Cup, the coach said that they played with emotions and they were indisciplined as well. Will this continue carrying on when they meet such a big team? Is it that there's something they want to prove against Kabras and they end up maybe overstepping the boundaries and playing with emotions and being indisciplined?
I'm here with Shitera is a Kabras fan. Chutsi here is a Kabras fan. So talk about Alex is a Kabras fan.
In fact, not just a fan. I'm from Kabras.
You're from Kabras, not just not a fan. You're from
It's your home team.
So for me, I think Kabras has been dominating this for long, and I think Oilers are trying to push and trying to send a statement that you can see even the Kenya Cup, there was only a difference of 1 point. Yeah. And you could say Katwa, the way he said that, Katwa was very angry, saying that, of course, these teams are coming up. We are not the best because the other teams are coming to catch up with us. So at the end of it, Oilers are really trying very hard. The only team that I am very surprised, and I will continue being surprised about, it's KCB. KCB has everything. They have the playing, as in where they can train everything. They're being
the support,
the support system, the finances, everything. But they're not into the Kabras level. I'm like, what is happening there?
Because you're a Manchester United fan, I'm going to give you one line. Dynasties do come to an end.
Dynasties come to an end. But,
if you remember the manager who said that.
Yes. So at the end, I just want these other teams to pull up their socks, because I know now we are past COVID.
Yeah.
Now the finances are coming. Of course, we have a lot of CSRs in the federation. But again, at the end of it, it is your team. It is you to go out and look for money to do what? To support your teams. Looking at Harlequins are really coming up as per now after COVID did that thing to them. So they are really coming out. Look at the Swillers team from where? From Pwani. I don't know, what is the name?
South Coast Pirates.
South Coast Pirates.
You know, coming up. So I just want to tell Kabras that...
They're coming up or being relegated.
I'm just telling Kabras that these Oilers were testing the waters this season. The next tournament, I think Oilers are going to show us what they can do, because they have that. I think they have the hunger of winning something from this tournament.
But so I think the hunger should go the full length, because when they shocked Kabras, Kabras winning by only a point. I think that is the time they should have taken advantage and won it, because now ni kama kumwamusha Simba ama mbwa aliyelala. That is what they did to Kabras. Look at how they mauled them in the Enterprise Cup. So they showed them that what were you really trying to show us, you see? So that really diminished and showed how poor Oilers are. And the challenge that has really come to the level of Kabras, I think, has been showcased by KCB, who have been relegated this season. So going into next season, I think it's a challenge to KCB, probably to put up to put their house in order,
or maybe they're waiting for the 7th,
and try and challenge what Kabras are showing, dominating for all those years. I think
the difference,
as Kinywa said, it's unfair for Kenyan rugby that there is no one who can equal your prowess. And I think
the difference is the difference is the consistency with which Kabras are tactical. When Oilers shocked them during the tenor side, the rift tenor side, I thought Oilers would become consistent with the pursuit, but they are no longer consistent. And one of the problems, I think, Shitera, one of the challenges that they are facing is tactical discipline. So if there is no tactical discipline, that would embolden them to face Kabras. The Kabras will really punch. Will punch them harder. And we may see another 2 or 3 years of Kabras dominance.
Kabras fans say it's 650 years of dominance. Wow. But that's banter. That's online banter. But
you know, the director is a Kabras fan. So
and also wearing Kabras
and I'm wearing Kabras colors.
So. You know, the danger of having a team like Menengai Oilers, I'll have to credit their head coach, Gibson Wero. He's done a very good job, you know, building that team and getting to that level. They've got to Kenya Cup final, I think, twice in 5 years. That's commendable. But the danger is when you try so many times and keep failing, the team starts to lose the belief that they're going to break that ceiling. It's not Kabras' fault, as you said, but I hope that is not going to be the case with Menengai Oilers, because if the players now start feeling that we're never going to beat these guys, I thought, you know, the win in the Great Rift tenor side would, you know, motivate them to go one step forward in the Enterprise Cup, but it was not. Kabras came back like champions do, put on a very dominant performance in Nakuru. And I mean, as you say, that's the mark of champions. When people think you're down and out, you come back and show them what you made of.
Shock them.
So the rest of the teams have a lot of work to do when it comes to catching up with Kabras.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But a team like Oilers, KCB, they've had enough time to study how Kabras play and what is behind their success. But they're still not able to go about and actually be this team. What is it that they need to focus on, especially, let's talk about KCB and Oilers. What is it that they need to focus on?
I spoke of one phenomenon.
Next season.
I spoke of one phenomenon, consistency. They showed the intention when they beat them at Nakuru. So if they can only be consistent with the intentions to topple Kabras, then they will definitely.
And they should use money. Kabras, if they see any good player from KCB and everything, they go and buy them. So they should use money even to get those good players.
But Oilers have money.
Oilers have money, but use it on a what?
But
if you want to play, report the good players and everything.
By the way, guys, Oilers are on talent.
Yeah.
When you look at the Oilers side, it's not a simple squad. It's a proper squad that has been built for the past 4 years.
Exactly.
When you look at the likes of Bedla Dogeta, he's been topping the scoring charts in the 15th game for, the last 3 seasons. The difference is what Wakili is saying, consistency. Because this season alone, Menengai Oilers beat KCB. The first time they came close, KCB won 29-28. They came back, beat them in the playoffs. So they can beat these big teams.
Yeah, sure.
The difference is, keeping on that level,
yeah,
that high level of, gameplay. And that is the only difference between Oilers and other teams and Kabras. Kabras are on their game every week.
In fact, keep the same team. Keep the same technical bench, and I think you'll see something different next season because
for Kabras?
For Oilers.
For Oilers, yeah.
Because this is a team that came close to beating Kabras. I think also Harlequins came close to beating Kabras. So in a nutshell, the signal is Kabras is beatable. But what is it that Kabras has done so well? Consistency.
Yeah.
The coach has been there for the many years I have known Kabras. Yeah. So consistency is key. And Oilers should not be shocked that we really need to change something to match up Kabras. We've lost this season. Let us change 1, 2, 3. No.
They keep what they're
keep
doing.
What they have and improve on it. Kabras, the signals are very clear that it's beatable. Yeah. So what you did this season, try and do it even better next season. But again, ensure that you complete the journey. Because when Oilers were beaten by Kabras in the Kenya Cup, I thought they should have won it. So they really tried that we can beat Kabras and then realized, no, we cannot beat. So if you believe you can beat Kabras, go with it to the end.
Yeah, sure.
Do you equate them to Arsenal who always play second fiddle to
I don't want to open another whole discussion here. Yes. But actually, you have brought it.
Arsenal is my team playing second fiddle to City.
Something also to note, something that we should also remember is Kabras and Oilers are some of, I think it's safe to say, the only teams that are fully professional.
Yeah.
Majority of the other teams in the Kenya Cup are semi-professional.
I think KCB is also professional.
It's not.
They have part-timers, huh?
They have part-timers. Majority of... Actually, there's a colleague of ours here who plays for KCB. He's a video editor. I think you know it. They're not fully professional. For Kabras, those guys wake up, sleep, rugby. There's nothing else in between. Those guys are in the gym in the morning. They're training at 10 a.m. They have a game with maybe Kakamega High School or Moose,
where they are looking for talent.
Yeah, exactly.
They are playing friendlies, but
you're having these guys book players wakiwa form 2. You've already signed a pre-contract with Kabras that the moment umemaliza, and if you're not ready, do you know what they do? They load you on. They use the same system Chelsea, used to use back in the day. They get you from Kakamega High School. They loan you to Kisumu RFC.
Yes.
So because they know you're going to get game time in
experience
Kisumu.
and experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
So by the time you hit the top level, you're back at Kabras. So people will keep wondering, how does Kabras secure? They look at development from a very young age.
Yeah, and on that note, we just want to take a short break right here on Sporty Monday, but there is more. We still have an hour or so to go. Right after this break, we'll be talking about matters to do with football, the junior starlets, what's happening with the rising stars in Egypt, and of course, we'll finish it up with Liverpool. So don't go far. We'll be right back. This is Sporty Monday.